I am going to be doing a little bit of cleanup today. Mostly just cutting some things that are already done for the season, especially my dahlias, because there are a lot of dahlias here that are already done. The flowers, the blooms are already dry and brown, so I'm just going to clean up a little bit, and I'll probably cut a few of them to bring inside because why not? Look at this guy. Look at this guy. I'm gonna bring this guy inside because she's gorgeous. Look at this, you guys. Look at these flowers. These are all dahlias. Some of them are already kind of a little bit past their point of being gorgeous in a lot of people's opinions. Like, look at the back of this one. But my goodness, I mean, how can you not still bring it inside? Oh, this breakout. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that breakout is giving me blooms. I'm just happy that I actually got the flower that it's supposed to be, because a couple of years ago I got about, I think I purchased about 12 tubers that were all supposed to be breakouts, and none of them turned out to be breakouts. That was a small investment that it didn't turn out to be the way that it was supposed to be. And look at that. Look at those colors, you guys. Anyway, we got to start this day. So let's go. I want to give you guys an update on my standard limelight hydrangeas that I started from cuttings, basically. Last year in the spring, I took these cuttings, I pruned my hydrangeas the way that I prune them every spring. They were really needing the pruning, and I saved a few of those sticks. I basically put them in containers, thinking that I was going to get shrubs. I wasn't thinking about doing standards. I already have another standard that it's on the side over here. I'm going to show you that one in a minute. But these ones I actually wanted to basically make more limelight hydrangeas for myself. It didn't work out that way. I got a few of those sticks to root, and I left them outside in their containers. I left them outside during the winter time. Here in central Indiana and in many areas around me, we had really crazy harsh temperatures in the winter for like a couple of days during Christmas time. And because of that, a lot of my perennials and my shrubs in the ground that had been established here died to the ground. So knowing that, I didn't expect any of the hydrangeas that I had for the first year during the winter in those containers to make it. However, this spring, I show you how I got 2 sticks that literally just were the 2 that survived. And those, I decided to take them apart, to divide them, because there were only 2 sticks, and I really didn't see a nice shrub with only 2 branches at the bottom, if that makes sense. Now, if I would have 3 of them, it would have been a different story. But I divided these 2 and I put them in these containers that I had in my garage, regular potting mix. I haven't given them water. I gave them fertilizer, liquid fertilizer once, if I remember correctly. But other than that, I haven't really done anything. I show you how I prune these guys. I was really going heavy with the pruning. And like I said in that video, I was not looking to get blooms this year, because my main goal will be to give it the shape, to give it that standard shape that I wanted. This is the tallest one. Hopefully I can show you better here. This is the tallest one that I got, and as you can tell, I got blooms already. The first year that I'm doing this. Well, really it's the second year, but you get the idea. This is where I make the cut right here. I show you in that video, and I am getting blooms. My lime hydrangea has a bunch of these blooms. So needless to say, I am very happy with this guy, this little guy. And what I'm going to do is that I'll probably, let me see if I can do this. on this video. Look at those roots. Look at those roots that we started with. Hopefully I can show you. The roots are getting there. The roots are taking over for most of this container. Still looks pretty good, so I am not really worried about the size of the container right now. I'm just worrying about, you know, keeping the shape, keeping it happy so that it comes back next year. I am going to leave this here as it is for this year. I am not going to do anything, but I will take these guys with the container where they are in my unheated garage because I do not want to risk it. Now that I know that these guys are beautiful, I am not going to risk it. And I'm only going to do that for this year. I am not going to do that moving forward, but only because the roots, I mean, these are like really, really small. Next spring, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to bump up the container size. I'm going to give them more room. And I'll do the pruning in the spring and just the same as my other regular hydrangeas. But look at this. This is to show those people that were like, no, that's not gonna work, yada yada. All of you of little faith, look at that. This is the proof. These are not fake blooms. This is my other guy. This is the smaller one that I had. And I have this one in the same container. I haven't done anything. The plant, I don't see any signs. I don't see any signs of blooms. And that's okay. What I do see is a little bit of yellowing leaves, which probably means that it needs some fertilizer because like I said, I only gave them fertilizer once. And it has been raining, and in the containers, the fertilizer just runs off really quick. Let me see if I can show you. Whoa, the roots on this guy are definitely quite massive. A lot busier with the roots. I don't have any blooms for this one, but I know for sure that I am going to get blooms next year, and that's okay. Right now, I'm just worrying. I'm just trying to keep the shape as it is, as standard hydrangea. This is going to be a little bit shorter. I mean, it's going to continue growing. This area right here of the stem is going to continue growing with the years. But this one is going to be a lot shorter than the other one just because it's how I cut it. But I'm happy, you guys. I am happy, and you can do this in your home too. I am not doing this for selling them. Obviously, Proven Winners has the rights to these limelights, or however that works. So whenever you're doing this for selling to other people, just make sure that you're complying with the laws. But I can definitely do this for my garden. Look at that. Okay, this monster right here is, the bees are a little bit crazy. This monster right here is my first ever standard hydrangea that I make from a cutting by accident. If you guys saw that video, you saw where I basically was trying to use the stems, the cuttings, the long cuttings that I took from my hydrangeas that one spring as a trellis for something else. And by accident, those, or not by accident, but without knowing, those branches were going to root in the trellis form that I had them. So I let one be that winter. This is the one that survived, and I kept just cutting everything here from the bottom of the stem so that I could just keep it as a standard. And I'm looking at this right now. Some of these branches are dead, so I need to come here and give it a little bit of cleaning here at the bottom. But this is the one that pretty much started the whole thing, the whole cutting the branches in the spring to save them and to try to propagate by cuttings, basically. I also did a video maybe a couple of years ago trying to do the same thing but in the summer with summer cuttings. And I gotta say that I didn't really have that much luck with those cuttings because I think that once the wood that I am cutting gets a little bit older, then it's harder for those things to propagate, and just like any other plant really. So if I am propagating, if in the future I keep on propagating my hydrangeas, my limelight hydrangeas, I am definitely going to do it from the cuttings that I take in the spring, because those are the ones that for sure I will have a good 60 to 80% on return on those cuttings. So this is it, you guys. This guy definitely needs some fertilizer, because I see a few leaves here that are definitely struggling. It is very sunny already. I don't do videos that are like super sunny. So I am going to end it here. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for being here, and until the next time.